This week we've been looking at the second commandment. You shall not make for yourself an idol. So let's just step back. Let's go to 30,000 feet and ask, what exactly are we supposed to be taking away from this? What are we supposed to learn here? My read through the book of Exodus is that what we're after is control. What we want is control, or at least the illusion of control. And that includes a God that we can understand, a God who doesn't scare or upset us. And all that leads to idolatry. We make God smaller. We worship the wrong things. We worship, we try to control God with worship, all of that stuff. You see, by the way, this idea of being scared by God, and for instance, in Exodus 14, where the Ten Commandments are being given, the people are supposed to approach, they're supposed to approach the mountain. Moses is meeting with God, and there's a time when God says, I'm going to show up and I'm going to speak to you, and I want the people to be in assembly, but they can't be on the mountain, and they need to consecrate themselves for 3 days before this happens. And then when God shows up, smoke and fire and speaks in thunder, and the result is the people are terrified, and they say, we never want to do that again. We see a similar kind of situation in Exodus 32, when Moses is up on the mountain and he stays a while, and the people say Moses has died, and so they go to Aaron, you need to do something, and Aaron collects all their gold and melts it down and turns it into a cow. And the people worship the cow, and we have all kinds of problems. At this moment, having been a Christ follower for a number of decades, I don't struggle so much believing the Bible when it makes claims about God or Jesus walking on water, right? Some of the miracles that people freak out about. There are times when you read some of this and you go, really? Like, they're that bad, they were that clueless, that's who we're being represented by. Now, I think it's important reading that passage, studying that passage, Exodus 32, to realize that the Jews still wanted a God, so they think something has gone wrong with Moses, and they're still looking for a relationship with God, and they want, they don't think that they're coming up with a new God. I think they still want Aaron to be their priest. I just think they're looking for some way to control the situation, and they want a God who's a little bit smaller, a little bit safer, a little less scary, a little less holy, a little bit more visible. I think this is true when you look at ancient cultures. I don't think anybody thinks that they're actually worshiping the rock or the wood carving that they've just made or something like that. There's always a spirit behind it. There's always a totem behind the totem pole. There's always some supernatural something that is playing on about this. But we've got to understand, we come to God on God's terms. God is clear. He is who he is, not who we think he is, not who we want him to be, not who we try to declare or will him to be. God is who God is. We need to get that right, and we need to approach him in the ways that he says are the right ways. And so we need to worship the right God in the right way. Have a good day.